What's going on, everyone? This is your boy LA Styles, aka Ice, along with your girl Watkins.
Hello out there, everybody.
We here on another episode of the Postal Blue Podcast, on the midweek episode that was supposed to be a short. You know what I'm saying? We try to give you all those midweek episodes at 0.5. This might end up being a full just podcast episode 6. If it gets close to an hour, we'll just make it a 6. That'll be us making up for the late post of 5. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll probably still give y'all a 0.5 like Saturday. We're trying to give y'all as much content as possible, give you some guys some content to listen to. You know what I'm saying? I'll give y'all informational, educational purposes. That's what the podcast is about. Informational and educational purposes. All right. So as much content and information we can give y'all, we're going to create that and give it to you. Okay, so again, this is the Postal Blue Podcast. Let me get the intro out the way.
Welcome to another amazing studios session. Subscribe to the Postal Blue Podcast on all streaming platforms and check out Amazing Studios on YouTube for video content. Also follow the Postal Blue Podcast community on X, formerly known as Twitter. We appreciate all the support we're getting and thanks for listening.
Appreciate you. What's going on over there, Watkins?
Not much. Just ready to get into it.
Watkins video getting fuzzy, y'all. I don't know what she got going on over there.
Oh, man. Let me straighten it out.
You can see her, though. You can see her.
Hey, y'all. I can see. Should I turn my light on?
No, you good.
I'm good? Okay.
Main thing, again, as long as they can hear you.
Okay. I want them to see me.
I can see you, too, but it might be internet connection. It's kind of blurry.
Oh, man. My Wi-Fi up and burning. What's going on?
I don't know. Government trying to hold you back.
No, they better not. They know me.
Government trying to hold her back, man. They might do that type of stuff. We don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm coming up there. They ain't going to stop this.
You work for them, so they feel like they can do what they want to do.
Yes, sir.
You belong to them.
Not today, though. Let's do it.
Today is August 28th. We're going to get this up immediately. Right after editing, this is going to be live, right? So hopefully we can get back on schedule, and this is Wednesday, so it should be released tonight. We had some issues, worked out some technical difficulties, and we back up and running, right? Today's episode was kind of two titles. There's a title and a subtitle. Is Processing and Distribution. Also, the co-title is How Mail Really Flows, right? A lot of customers, let me get this started. Carriers, supervisors, managers, all of y'all should be sharing this podcast, especially this episode, with y'all customers, because it's going to get a lot of y'all out of hot water, right?
Clerks as well.
Clerks too, the counter clerks.
Okay.
Everybody else is already behind the scenes and hiding from the issues that the mail distribution has, the mail system in general has, right? So this episode is in particular for customers, right? We all know how things go as far as the offices go, but a lot of our customers don't properly know or don't really know how mail flows, right? So I'm gonna give down a base example on mail leaving one state going to another state, right? We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna build on that being the foundation of that's how mail travels, right? So let's just say Jane is in New York, and she's trying to mail a letter out to her son in Wisconsin. Leonard is her son. I don't know Jane, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So Jane is in New York, and she has this letter. Jane has to go take that letter if she don't give it to her mailman. So let's just use the instance she puts it in a collection box, or that she takes it to her local office and gives it to them, right? Those people are called clerks that work at those front counter windows. The clerks are going to make sure that your mail gets on a truck that leaves that night to come pick up mail from their downtown or their main headquarters of distribution center, right? So let's just say this is New York City. So she's going to go to her local post office by her zip code in New York City, drop that mail off. The clerk's going to make sure that mail gets on the truck at the end of the day, right? Truck typically runs 2 times a day, but depending on how big the station is, it could run more. depending on if that station does a lot of volume and pickups, business pickups and mail or whatever the case is. That mail is going to go on that truck and go downtown or go to wherever your headquarters is, typically in downtown locations, right? It's going to go to whatever your main facility that has a distribution inside of it. It's going to go there first. Now, because it's going out of state, it's going to go to a second distribution once it leaves your city. So your city has a distribution center, right? That breaks down mail for the zip codes, right? Then you have a second distribution center, which is typically like an annex we call, that has a distribution center by the city, right? So let me give you an example. Our state of Wisconsin, our distribution hub for Wisconsin, main distribution hub, is in Oak Creek, right? It breaks down mail and packages by the city. Then mail leaves there on a truck and goes to the different cities. Our distribution for Milwaukee is downtown. It's going to get there and then they're going to break it down by the zip code. That's how mail is distributed. So your local post office is going to send that mail to your distribution for your city. Then it has to leave there at some point in time, maybe 1 or 2 days, depending on how long it takes for it to get distributed, to go to your bigger annex that consolidates everything for the state, right? It's typically one, right? That's in, well, that maybe y'all's in another part of New York as well. 'Cause New York is kind of big and it is a mainstream city / state. You know what I'm saying? So it has to go there. They're going to consolidate everything to leave the state. So every city in New York is going to send mail there, and then that gets on major trucks and everything to leave the state, right? So that's already been 1 or 2 days, maybe 3, but probably 1 or 2 days, hopefully, maybe 3, just to even leave your state, right? So when it leaves your state, when it's coming through the Midwest, it has to go to Chicago, Illinois. Illinois disperse mail, everything Midwest. Everything Midwest has to go through Chicago first. The Chicago gonna break it down and distribute everything and sends, let's say for us, Wisconsin, this is gonna leave Chicago, it's gonna come to Wisconsin, it's gonna go to Oak Creek first. Oak Creek is gonna disperse all the mail that they just got from Chicago and see what they got for every state, for every city, my apologies, for Wisconsin. Then they're gonna send everything on individual trucks to those cities. So once it leaves there, who knows how long that took for it to get to Chicago, how long from Chicago to Oak Creek. Once it leaves Oak Creek, it's going to go to our headquarters, which is downtown in Milwaukee, right? Then Milwaukee has to go through all of the mail by the zip code because every station runs a zip code. There's only one post office per zip code. It's not multiple stations. You only got one station. No matter how big your zip code is, you have one post office. Now, some of you might have consolidated stations where you might have 2 or 3 stations in one building, but it's one place, it's one station, quote unquote, per one zip code, right? You guys might like, we have a West Milwaukee. We have 3 stations in one building, but each one is for still one zip code. They're not one big zip code, right? And which is 53214, 53219, and 53204. Still 3 different zip codes, but in one building. But if you go in that building, they have that station section off for each zip code. Like it's 3 different whatchamacallit just in the same building, right? So once it gets downtown has to distribute it, separate it. That's distribution, and process it by the zip codes. Then it gets on a truck at some point in time and then comes to your station. Every morning, those people bring mail to your local station. That's the mail that me, Watkins, Coffee, Fee, whoever is your mail carrier will have for you that day. We don't know what mail that is. We don't know where it came from, nor do we care, nor we supposed to know, right? FYI, your carriers typically can have 15, 20. I've seen some routes with 30 blocks of mail. It's not 3 or 4, 5 blocks like some people think, right? So that's a lot of mail. So in order for your carriers to handle that mail, it comes pre-sorted from downtown, right? Based on that carrier's route. So when the mail comes, it's already sorted in order for how that route's supposed to be delivered. We do not handle that mail in the office. We do not go through that mail in the office. We don't take pictures of that mail in the office. For those of you with questions about informed delivery, we don't know what we get every day, because every day is a new section and a new batch of mail and packages, right? Cool. So that's the flow of mail. Now, in the process of that mail flowing, anything could happen. Truck goes to the wrong station, truck goes to the wrong facility. Maybe in the back of the truck, they got packages bunched up too much on, I'm not sure if they travel in gaylords, I believe, but they try to stack as many as they can that might fall off one gaylord that's meant for one city, but fall off into another gaylord that's meant for another city, right? Things of nature. Also, when they feel like they're trying to catch up with mail or behind on mail and distribution, they try to run the machines faster than what they probably should be running. And then you just got regular malfunctions with machinery, right? So all the mail that you think you might get, you might not get because the machine sent it somewhere else. Sent it with the wrong batch of mail to another station, to another city, whatever the case is. This is facts. I get mail for Pittsburgh. Even to this day, I still get mail for Pittsburgh. I live in Wisconsin. I don't live nowhere near Pittsburgh. That's on the East Coast. Don't know why it comes to me, but I get it. So then the process is I got to take that mail back to the station. It then has to get back on the truck at night, has to go back downtown, has to leave downtown, get to Oak Creek, has to leave Oak Creek, get to Chicago before it gets back to the East Coast, to Pittsburgh, and to their two facilities, or their two distribution hubs before that person get that mail. And I'm pretty sure that person seen that mail in the form delivery, but they won't be getting it no time soon. That's not on me as the mail carrier. That's just the typical things that happen at every job that we know is not perfect, right? So that's how mail flows. Mail doesn't just leave your hand and goes directly to the station that you think should be delivering the mail. It doesn't work that way. Your local post office is just a delivery facility. We don't process mail. We don't handle mail in that order. We don't distribute mail in that order, right? Talked about this briefly on the last podcast. Only thing we really sort, kind of like sort, we kind of piece together is your magazines and bigger pieces of envelopes, things of that nature. And then your little pieces of loose mail, which is not that many, that machine might kick out or tore up or partially tore up for whatever reason. And we get those, and then we got to kind of sort those in order of our case of how our route flows and get that out to you. But the majority of our mail that you look for, that you typically get every day, comes pre-sorted. And we're not permitted to touch that mail, to look through that mail, or any of that, right? So when you see your mailman and you might ask, do you have mail today? Unless they're in front of your house, they might not know if you got mail today, because I don't know who got mail today, because I'm not permitted to look through that mail. Again, let's say my route has over 500 addresses on it. Total, I have over 3,000 people that get mail on my route. I don't know. I don't know who all got mail today, right? So I know when I get in front of your house, because I got to do these other houses in front of your house first. And by the time I get to your house, boom, your mail is on top. Now I know what you got today, right? So with that, informed delivery. Informed delivery takes pictures of the mail as it's being processed. Process could be anywhere when it went through any of those distribution/processing facilities on its way to your city. Meaning when it got to Chicago, if it came from out of state, when it got to Chicago, they could have took a picture of it to say this on its way. When it got to Oak Creek, they could have took a picture of it, said it's on its way when they got to downtown. That doesn't happen in the station. This is to the customers. We don't take pictures of the mail in the station. If you know, well, you don't know, but for those of you who work for the post office, know that it's illegal for us to take pictures of mail, let alone do it in the stations, right? That
No
takes place in
cameras in
distribution.
federal.
There's no cameras or anything allowed. There's no type of machinery that we can have to allow us to take video footage or pictures of the mail. That in the stations, that happens in distribution when it's on its way. So the machine that's sorting the mail is the same machine that's taking pictures for informed delivery. Now, when they took that picture, we don't know when that was, but right after they took that picture, that mail could have got in the wrong batch. That don't mean that mail was in the right batch once they took the picture. It could have been going in the wrong batch when the picture was took. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Your carriers does not know this type of information, right? I only have what I have, and I don't have what I don't have. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that you're supposed to get a check today that you're looking for from your lawyer or somebody. You know what I'm saying? If I had it, I'd be willing. You know what I'm saying? There you go. We got some. That's how I talk to my cousin. Let me get my 10%. You know what I'm saying? And we good. You got a lawsuit going on. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be joking with them like that. You know what I'm saying? But I have no reason to not give my customers something that's theirs. Right? Me personally. And I doubt that many carriers feel the same way. I have no reason to hide something from y'all. I have to go to your house every day anyway. I have to go my same route anyway. I have scanners. We carry scanners that validate that we have to come through this area. That you have, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to do our routes. There's no way of not doing your route, right? I have heard carriers call the station and say, my carrier, I haven't seen my carrier in days. Haven't seen, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody came through here. And I've went through when I was on the desk, I went through their scanner in the system. It's called a system called DMS, and I can see that person walking to the houses that they have mail for. There's a system for that, right? If it didn't, it would tell me that. So there's not carriers that's just not delivering their mail for the most part. But that's the general process on distribution and processing of mail. From the time it leaves your hand, whether you're a person, just a regular customer, if you're a business, no matter what it is, the mail gonna travel the same way. The same way. It has to go through here, has to go through here, has to go through there, whatever the case is. Now, it skips a few steps when we're talking about things like express packages. An express might get right on the truck, or multiple express right on the truck and supposed to go to where it's supposed to go to because it's supposed to be there in one day. But if most of you who use express now know that that's not the case, because we've been refunding express for the past 3 months like crazy. Why? Because express has been arriving 2 and 3 days late. That's due to calls from upper management that we have no control over and that we got complaints about, or whatever the case is, just like the customers do, right? So again, this episode is really just for process and distribution, the flow of mail, the real flow of mail. Now, there's a lot of calls being made behind the scenes for things like informed delivery and things of nature that us on the ground floor do not agree with, because it don't make sense. Why? Because not only could it put me in harm's way, it could add a lot of work and needless, I ain't gonna say needless conversation, but to that degree, added on the street for people looking for things that I don't have. And the first thing they're gonna say is, informed delivery said this, but I'm not informed delivery. I don't know what's in informed delivery. I'm a carrier. I just got what they gave me. I don't know nothing about no pictures in the mail happening or any of that. I just got what I got for today. And then I get a new batch tomorrow. So I hope it come tomorrow if I don't got it for you today. You know what I'm saying? But I got no control over what I have or don't have. Right? That's the flow of mail. And one of the issues we're having is there is a lot of complaints with carriers, a lot of complaints on more on carriers than supervisors and managers, but supervisors and managers will get them as well. Right now is something wrong with the station. Now you complain about the station, and it's all your right, because again, you thought you were gonna get something that you didn't get, and emotions can fly when you thinking about that you got something coming, or let alone when you're really counting on whatever you're counting on being there on a given day. But your carrier, the clerks that's at the counter, your supervisor and manager has no control over the mail that they get on any given day. We don't know what that is. Again, we don't process and distribute mail. We're not holding mail back. No, none of that. The first in, first out rule. Everything that comes in the post office has to go out that day. Right? That's something that the government put in the contract with the post office during their separation phase. Right? That all mail is supposed to be delivered every single day. Now, unless extreme situations come up where maybe you wake up one day and you ain't got no carriers in the office, you know what I'm saying? Then it's going to be a hard day that day. But outside of that, customers be wary. You know, your carrier just not stealing your mail just to be stealing your mail.
Hey.
We're not hiding your mail just to be hiding your mail, or holding it from you just to be holding it from you.
Most professional seasoned carriers will not do that. But just to kind of break that down a little bit, just like Leonard said, if it's coming from Chicago to Oak Creek, he might have a flat tire among the way. That's an automatic delay. We might have one staff member at the center. That's 5 days delay. You know, we deal with a lot of different factors, understaffed. situations that's going between this mail coming from this place to us. So say you sending your daughter something off and you in New York and you sending it to Wisconsin. Ain't no telling, it supposed to say 3 days. But again, it's going through all these different stations and different centers and everything like that. Carriers, we don't get updates. Oh, this stuff gonna be delayed because so-and-so may have a fender bender or whatever the case may be. We never get those updates. So it's like we can't explain enough to the customers why this isn't here. It goes back to that app that you guys download on your phone. I guarantee management is on us so hard, everything that hits that station, it better be off the floor. And that's what we do. We waiting on this to come from downtown. I have mail from Philly, Virginia. I know they waiting on this mail, but I got it. I'm all the way on 16th and Capitol in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I got to endorse that to send that back, and ain't no telling how long it's going to be until you get it. Sad truth, but that's the reality, and we get hounded a lot. Some customers are more understanding than others, but it's nothing we can do. I know this said your package will be here today, and I'm supposed to have it on my truck. I don't got nothing for you today. Or I may have 2 of your 4 packages today. I have no explanation to why it didn't come. I can't just tell you, okay, it didn't come because of this reason.
Correct. And anything else would be
today.
anything else would probably be me just making up something, and that's not gonna help me or you. It's a long enough day as is, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I keep it to whatever the facts is. I don't have it today. Why I don't have it today? I don't know why I don't have it today, because I'm not in charge on what I get from day to day. I just get whatever I get in the morning, and then that's what I hit the street with.
But I'm that angry customer. I need my arthritis pills.
Hey,
I'm gonna call the office.
I believe you do, ma'am. And yes, I would appreciate if you did that then.
Oh, well, she told me, let me call your carrier. I didn't talk to my carrier already. Now I'm gonna call her back.
And that's when you get the issue, because management never wants to do their job, especially upper management. Right? This part's to management. Stop telling people to ride up on your carriers.
Please. It's a safety hazard. Because they be already
It's going to be beyond a safety hazard, because if I feel some type of way, I'm packing up everything in this van. I'm going back to the station. I'll be going home. Should nobody be riding up? Again, you don't know what's going on with people. Let me on the side note, right? We're not robots. Your carriers are not robots. Although we try to do the best we can on any given day, we go through things just like everybody else. Things going on with kids, things going on with your kids' school, things going on with your spouse, things going on with sickly parents, elderly parents, people passing away. We go through the same exact thing. I remember a customer, and I was on the desk at Titonia Station, calling me, and she was complaining because a carrier wasn't speaking to her. As he was putting the mail in the mailbox, he wasn't speaking to her. She called and complained to me about this, right? On a short note, that same carrier mother passed away that morning. And instead of going home, he said, I'm going to get this route done. And because I can't do nothing right now. My head all over the place. I'm going to get this route done. I'm going to go home and take care of what I can take care of and talk to my kids who just lost their grandma.
But how would I know that? Customer service is everything. I'm having a bad day too.
See, but
I want you to talk to me.
There's nothing in no paperwork. Let me clarify this, right? As cheerful as we are, and we try to come off because we're looking to have a good day and be in good moods, there's nothing in no paperwork that says I have to talk to anybody when I'm delivering this mail. I'm only out here to deliver this mail. Just like garbage men don't stop at your house and come knock on your door and be all cheerful and so on and so like they in public service too.
I hate when you say that. We don't have to talk to you. Yes, I want you to talk
I don't have to. I know what you want, but if you try to talk to your mailman and they're not speaking back or in the tone, then maybe they got something going on. So maybe I should be respectful and not force the issue. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting mad, something might be going on with bro. Hey man, you good? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you should act, hey man, you good? You know what I'm saying? You need anything or whatever the case is. If it's a long-term mailman that you done seen for a while, he might be going through something. He or she might be going through something. They might have something going on. Besides behind the scenes issues, we also have work-related issues that mess with people's mentals, that mess with us emotionally. And then I'm on a route because something just happened probably at the office and I'm feeling some type of way and I'm trying to keep it in and just get this mail done because I know y'all want y'all mail in packages. So I might have some type of outburst in the mid conversation that I don't want to snap on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the wrong person gonna come up to me about informed delivery and it's gonna be a bad day. Right? And you just trying to keep that in because if I take this back, I don't know if we're gonna have enough people today to get this done because these routes are not 3 and 4 blocks each. They could be 15 to 30 blocks. So if I take this mail back, I don't know if we got enough staff to get these 30 blocks out. Then y'all gonna be complaining that you didn't get your mail today or whatever the case, and then just roll back to the next day.
It's no beef with the customers because you guys just don't know. You know?
Correct. This is what this episode is for, right? This one is specifically for the customers.
When we clock in, everything is not in the office. When we clock in, we waiting for you guys. Mail. We waiting for the partials. We waiting for your prime. We waiting on everything. And then we got to set that and get that out to y'all.
Another example, right? For everybody to have a bad day. There's been days where carriers will come in and the only thing they got is packages. And management say, now, mind you, this is a typical job. 9 to 5 type of job. The station is full. Everybody's supposed to have an 8-hour day. 9 to 5 job. You go to work, you don't expect overtime every single day, so you're expecting to have your 8-hour shift, right? You make plans to pick up your son, pick up your kids after school. You got to go run your mom somewhere right after work. Okay, cool. You come in, there's nothing but packages. They say, well, the mail truck is late. Ain't no mail. They're going to be here like at 9:30. It's 7 a.m. So y'all got everybody, we're going to send you out a message to y'all scanners when the mail get here. Now y'all on the street doing packages. In 3 hours, I probably done did my whole route of packages.
Backtracking.
Right? So now, cool. So now I come back. They send a message out. I come back. It's been about, let's say, 3 hours. So now it's 10 o'clock. Remember, I'm still on the clock, though, from 7 to 3. It's 10 o'clock. My route is 6 hours on the street of regular delivery. Right? I come back, get this mail. Hey, are we throwing the flats? The flats, again, is something that we call your magazines and bigger pieces of mail for the most part. Things that can't fit through the machine. Things that's wrapped in plastic, so on and so forth. They say, yay or nay, right? If they say nay, then that's going to be delayed mail, right? And that's because they know that we've already been on the clock for 3 hours and I only got 5 hours left, right? So if I have to case this stuff up, that's probably going to take another hour. So now I'm at 4 hours. My route is 6 hours, and I still got to deliver whatever I can. You know what I'm saying? So either something gonna be short or something is gonna be rolled back to the next day if they don't approve the overtime. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but the post office like to say how it's budgeting and we're not making money. So right now, they don't look to approve overtime for a company that feels like they're not making money. We can't be paying all this overtime and double time and we're not making money. That helps us go into the red. So then if they tell me, hey, Leonard, we're not paying no overtime, get what you can do in your 8 hours and go home, then that's my instructions. Because if I don't follow those instructions, now I can get a write-up that threatens my job. And I got bills to pay and I got kids to feed as well. You know what I'm saying? I just can't go to work and do whatever it is that I want to. We get what we call instructions during the day. Management can give instructions. Again, the post office was quote unquote attempted to be built on the back of the military, the foundation of how the military works. Military have orders. The post office has instructions. If they instruct me not to do this or not to do that, then I can't do that. Now, unless it's within my safety, you know what I'm saying? But typically, so they say, hey, Leonard, you can't finish that. We paying you for 8 hours. Bring it back. Okay. Bring it back. Now, their job is to try to find somebody else that they don't have to pay overtime or something to, or whatever the case is, to go do that mail. But that's out of my hands at that point in time. It's not my fault that the truck came 3 hours late, 4 hours late, that the truck didn't have packages or didn't have mail this time. Or there's just typical hiccups that you guys don't know happens behind the scenes consistently.
FYI, Leonard is military. Just want to put that out there again, you know. So
correct. In the post office, you're not. put that out there too. Stop
So we just,
pretending like y'all are and y'all not. Y'all
I
make
want
us
us
look
to,
bad.
yeah, to kind of tap in on, like Leonard said, we get instructions. You can have a big hole in your package. Your mail can be chewed up, tore up. I definitely look guilty because I'm delivering it. And it goes back to what me and Leonard was talking about earlier. Leonard, can you tap in on that with the machines? This is happening right now.
Correct. So that went off, right? So earlier, I said that first for a reason. Had to set the foundation for how mail flows. Regular distribution and processing that doesn't take place in the station, right? Yes, when we get mail, how we get mail is also not on us. It's not up to us. The machine chewed up some of your mail. You might not never get that letter back. And guess what? I don't know what letter you're not going to get. You don't know what letter you're not going to get. Your station don't know. No, nobody, their letter not recognizable whenever they took it out the machine downtown. I don't know if it was your check, your bill, or whatever the case. So you just won't never know that you're not getting that piece of mail until you just never get it. Cool, not cool, cool. Put that to the side. Also, what comes with mail is packages, right? A package comes to us, is open or tore up. I don't know if it got caught with other packages. You know what I'm saying? Let's side note, you guys order everything in the mail nowadays. Y'all order switchblades, bottles of water, sharp objects,
live turtles.
On a side note, women, can you please stop ordering bras that come in plastic? Because I feel some type of way when I grab a bag and I feel your bra, I can feel the metal thing. I be feeling dirty. You know what I'm saying? I really don't believe we want to deliver that.
No,
I want to actually do a whole episode about this.
We will.
I be feeling like I feel like it's inappropriate, females.
Yeah, we ain't doing that right now.
I feel like it's inappropriate. I'm just saying. I feel like it's inappropriate. No, you can order it, but can you talk to the shipper to put it in the box or something instead of the plastic?
No, you see that light pink
every time I grab the bag, I'm like, my hand just being like, I said, bro, god dang.
Try delivering some anal beads to a man.
Because I feel like I'm touching.
Look,
I could swear I felt the dildo before in somebody package, but
hey, that's on another episode. We got live footage of that.
That's on a lot of episodes, man. Listen, y'all got to order things appropriate. It can be inappropriate, but try to put in the notes, hey man, can you put this in a box so my mailman, you know what I'm saying, feel more comfortable holding this? Because we got to hold this stuff, man.
That goes back to processing. You know, you get a big bra in a
that's on the sender. The sender keep on putting it in plastic because they want to be cheap instead of putting it in the box. But we'll talk about that when we talk about that.
Another episode.
I just want to bring that up, that be happening. I be feeling some type of way. That's a personal thing of mine. I feel some type of way.
Yeah, be all right.
I almost feel like I'm cheating a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all kind of might be interfering with my relationship, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll have Angie on the episode. We'll talk about that later.
Facts. So when we get things, needless to say, people order blinds, curtains, the metal rise poles, whatever the case is. All of this stuff is in what we call gaylords. No weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all gonna kill us in the comments with the terms. We didn't create the term. The term is called gaylord. Right?
It's like a big pumpkin.
It's on a pallet. It's a box that's on a like a 4 foot tall box, big square, comes on a pallet. That pallet is gonna be filled with packages. What's in there is just packages for the station. Now, depending on how big your station is, this how your packages are gonna come. You can get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of these things that your clerks got to sort for the carriers to put in their pumpkins to break them up by the routes.
Individual packages, all thrown in one.
Correct. So just like the loose mail we talked about you earlier, that's what the clerks do in the morning. All the loose mail that we get, they're gonna separate for it and give to us, and then the packages they separate into our pumpkins. So we'll be go. That's what they do first thing in the morning between like 5 and 7:30. That's as far as quote unquote processing as we get. We don't sort mail or do all that. Whatever this comes loose, they fix it and then give it to us. Right. That's what their job is before they go hit the counters and do that stuff in the morning with you guys for customer service. So your package can be in this big tub or this big box of packages. It could be getting poked by another package that's sharp.
Yes.
Paws or whatever the case. Whatever it is, we don't know. We don't come in to 7:30, 8 o'clock, depending on your station. We don't know what's going on with that, right? So I come in, I get a package, might be open. might be tore open if it's a box, or it might be ripped open if it's a box, might be partially open because just the tape just came loose over going through all of the stations and jumping from truck to truck to going through facility, whatever's going on. Or sometimes the plastic bags come partially ripped open or partially like cut or whatever the case is, because it just lumped up with other packages. That's whatever the case is, right?
Y'all slow down
Cool.
on them live rats, because they eating right through there. I'm telling you. I'm scared to deliver them.
Man,
The
people
turtles,
smelling
everything.
insects,
I'm telling you.
bugs,
I'm scared. Fish.
roosters, chickens. They send
Fish.
everything through us right now, man.
man.
So cool. We'll talk about that. So
Another episode.
if I get a package and it's open or cut, let's say if it's plastic, we're gonna go with plastic for now, and then we get on the box. If it's cut, I don't know if something missing from it. I don't know what's supposed to be in it. Not my job. So what I do is I go to the clerks. Hey, you got some tape? I can tape this closed. If I don't have a we carry bag that's big enough to put this in, then I just take it as is because it's taped up. It's secure right now. It was unsecure. I secured it. I'm going to deliver. Let's say it's a box. If it's a box, let's say in the little flap is open because the box closed. Let's say the tape done peeled back a little bit or just came off on one side because people just don't tape their stuff super secure nowadays sometimes. Comes open. I don't know what's supposed to be in there, what's not supposed to be in there. Cool. Gotta get some tape. I taped up your box back closed, and I'm gonna take it out today. So now if you get something and if you feel like you're missing something that's not on the carrier, a lot of people would assume, man, my carrier went through my stuff and he stole my whatchamacallit. Whatever it is that I get it is how I deliver it, outside of me putting tape on it, because I can't ride around with an open package and some more stuff can fall out or whatever the case is. So I'm just trying to secure it, what's left in there when it comes to me. I don't know about what happened to it before it got to me. And only to me it got was when I got my mail down and got my trays of mail, I pushed this pumpkin out to my vehicle. I loaded everything in my vehicle. That's when I looked at packages for the first time. I don't go through packages. I don't look at them. I don't so blah, whatever that is. We don't process and distribute in the facilities.
We load them.
They threw everything into the pumpkins. What's what we call these big, like a tub on wheels. We push that down a ramp and we put that in the back of our vehicle and we go. We don't go home after that. We don't do whatever after that. There's no detours because the scanners will show that. We don't do any of that. We go right to our route and start delivering. And once you finish your route, you go back to your station, go to your overtime, whatever it is you got going on, you go back to your station. Right? Cool. I get a package that's open. Let's go to the extreme side. That's open and ain't nothing in the package. I'm still supposed to deliver it. By the terms, from what I was always taught, we still deliver the package. Right? That me delivering the package is notifying you this is how I received the package. Now you're supposed to go on USPS, file a claim. You can search whatever it is, search app that you use. I ain't gonna say no names of some search apps that we use because they ain't finna get no free advertising off me until somebody cut a check or something. So look up USPS, file a claim. If you have an issue with your package, this is the process. USPS, file a claim. When you file a claim, that stuff would go downtown, typically to Consumer Affairs. It'll go downtown, it'll create a case. When they open the case, they'll send it back or partially send it back to whatever station that the case originated from based on the zip code that you put in. And then that station would then put in their information and say, hey, let's say it was the package where it arrived and went nothing in it. They're gonna send it, they're gonna go downtown gonna send partially to us, the supervisor, gonna ask me about the package. They say I'm the carrier. I'm saying, hey, that's the package I told you about earlier. Remember that day? It wasn't nothing in it. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So the supervisor gonna go in there, yeah, we received this package to the station. It came with nothing in it. Carrier made me aware. We delivered as usual as per what our instructions are. Side note to that. The reason why we still have to deliver it, because if I did not deliver it, then how would you ever know that you had a package? How would you ever know that you had a package? So if I never delivered, then you would just have a package that was missing. You would assume that it was just missing all this time or whatever the case is. So that's the notification. Hey, contact and whoever you need to contact, which is USPS, file a claim. You start the claim process. If that was the issue, because I would assume that something was in it at that point, that something was in it. And then it came open somewhere in the process. Now, there has been issues where people have sent empty boxes, and we know it was empty the whole way through for the fact because it gets weighed throughout the process that people don't know. And a package come to you and it got a sticker on it that say something was 20 pounds, and on the side note label, UPS is saying this package was weighed at 0 pounds the whole way through. That means the sender never put the package in there. Whatever the package item was, they never put that in the packaging, right? But because it came to me, I still got to deliver it to you. And if you have an issue with anything I'm delivering to you, then you got to, if it's a package related thing, go to USPS, file a claim, right? Because again, your carrier would not have any information on why something is open, why it was open, why something might be missing. I don't know. All right, you could order a package supposed to be 5 shirts, but when I gave it to you, I only had 3. I say I taped it up, you only had 3. I don't know it's supposed to be 5 shirts. I don't even know what shirt's in here. I don't care what's in it. It ain't mine.
I don't got the shirt on. I don't got the shirt on. I didn't take
it ain't mine.
So this is really for the customers, just letting y'all know a little bit on how it works. Just tapping in a little bit. Leonard thought this.
All carriers are customers too. All clerks, truck drivers, mail handlers, supervisors, we all customers too. So they ain't just for customers, all of us are customers. I got a mailman, you know what I'm saying? I got a mailman and I get packaged and I don't know what to do, but maybe some people don't know what to do. I just don't want people to always keep blaming the mailman. Now, there are some mailmen that's just not good at their job. Everybody can't be me, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Everybody can't be loved like me, you know what I'm saying, on Route 67. Or everybody can't be Watkins, or everybody can't be Fee. Everybody can't be, you know what I'm saying? If you go to Route 67 at Hampton Station, I'm God. I'm God. Even if I take a week off, everybody come through, hey man, where Leonard at? No, I don't like this.
Wait till I come back to work.
Or anytime I hit the desk. You was on that desk, weren't you? I said, man, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? They know. You can't go to 67. You can't go to 67 and pretend to be anything else if you ain't me. You know what I mean? My customers know me. They get their stuff. They get it on time. They get it when they supposed to. At least what I got, and anything else, because I've been on the desk. And I'm not gonna say I'm a more knowledgeable person, but I do like to ask a lot of questions, right? And this is how I got into being on the desk in the first place, and have other opportunities of that nature that's higher than that. So cool.
That makes you knowledgeable. You Correct. Take the time out, talk to your customers, and they appreciate that.
When they do have those issues, I'm able to speak to them differently than most carriers have, because a lot of carriers don't have the knowledge. I still get carriers calling me like, hey man, this was happening, so and so. What should I tell them to do, or what? I would tell them to use USPS, file a claim. But all carriers should know this, right? If you don't know, that's not on you. Maybe nobody ever told you, or whatever the case is. If an issue comes up with a package, let your customer know that they have to go on USPS.com, right, and go to file a claim. But the faster way is versus searching through all that. That's why I say what I'm gonna say. Search total USPS, file a claim. That first link is gonna take you right there. USPS, file a claim. Don't put time, file a claim. Just type in USPS, file a claim. Because if you do it the regular way, where you go into USPS.com and then look for, you're gonna be all day, and somebody will tap on this, tap on that. This is gonna have a drop down, then go through here. There's gonna be a lot of, you know what I'm saying? You cut that out. Customers cut that out. Carriers cut that out. Don't tell nobody to do that. USPS, file a claim would take you directly to where you file a claim. Now, you typically have to go that way. You're gonna create an account if you don't have an account. You create an account.
What if they can't do that? The fastest thing, you call the office. I ain't got no phone. I don't know how to work the internet, man. What you talking about?
Listen,
USPS, what?
You gonna have to file. You gonna have to find your grandkids, your great grandson, somebody like that, because that's the only way you can do the process. So the customer, you have to initiate the filing the claim process. Carrier can't do it for you. The station can't do it for you. Your name, credentials, your address, and personal information has to be used to create an account like any other account. And we don't got that information, and we shouldn't have that information, right? So you shouldn't say, hey, mailman, I'm gonna give you the information. No. Because if something else happened with your account or something, you're gonna be trying to blame me because I know the information.
I know.
So I don't want to be put in that position.
They'll kick your dough in. I'm telling you.
I don't want to be put in that situation, ma'am, sir, and or ma'am. Man, I need you to contact your son, your next of kin, your grandson girlfriend,
Don't
whoever
discriminate,
is of
Leonard,
the
because I
younger
don't have
age.
children. I don't have children. I don't have a grandchild.
Listen, niece and nephews work as well.
I got
The
5
younger
of them.
co-workers work as well. Your
You?
next door neighbor. Listen, if you stay in the average neighborhood, your next door neighbor probably got 5 kids. Any one of them probably can help you. You know what I'm saying? It takes a community. Somebody, man, you just can't you can't keep saying you don't got nobody to help. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I can give you the information. That's the extent of my help, but I can't physically do it for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened with packages, right? Now, with packages, on the side note, we also get mail sometimes the same way. I don't know what's supposed to be in this envelope, but when it came to me, the envelope was empty. I'm just supposed to deliver the mail. You know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to judge if the mail is empty or not. My job to say is, if you got this, once it makes it to Leonard's desk, Leonard has to take this out and put this in the mailbox. Win, lose, or draw, I have to take that out and put that in the mailbox. Any package that makes it to the station, any piece of mail that makes it to the station, once it comes to the station, it has to be delivered by us. And the fashion that it comes in, the state that it comes in, is not on me. I just got to do my part and deliver it. Now, let's just say a lot of carriers might not like that. Now, customers don't know that we don't like that, but that's been what we've been told since we've been in the post office, that we still have to deliver. You know what I'm saying? If it was me on the package tip, it should be, once we find out a package might be suspect, when it come open or whatever, then we should scan that, held that customers will get a notification for that, and then they should come up to the post office for management to explain, hey, we received this package, it's empty, I need you. Okay, prime example, right? Somebody called before, and they had an issue with a package. I'm not sure if it came as a package or like a certified, but he had ordered like a special edition or limited edition or expensive baseball card. It came in like a plastic case and everything. So he was telling me there was damage, this, that, and other, so on, so on. He came up to the office. I said, hey, okay, you come up here and show it to me. When he came up here, he still had it, but it was like he had closed the, what was it? I believe it was like a thin box. So he had closed the back door. I was like, you got to open it for me. He was trying to give it to me. I said, no. You have to open it for me. I can't open your stuff, right? Not to mention, if something happened while I was opening it, then you could blame me for damages.
He did it. Yep.
So I need you to open it so I can see what's inside. So he opened it, then I seen that it was, because expensive baseball cards, limited edition, stuff like that, the case is part of the value of the card because it's holding in the value of whatever the card is. The case was broken and stuff like that. Okay, cool. This is what I need you to do. We're going to contact Consumer Affairs. I need you to contact Consumer Affairs. I need you to go on USPS, file a claim for this package because it does have insurance on it, whatever case, and then that'll get the ball rolling to whatever the case is, because again, we don't know when it got broken or when it got cracked and whatever the process is. So that's the process, right? Might be a horrible process, but that's the only thing that's working right now. A lot of these complaints should go to upper management, right? So we say this to say your local post office take a lot of brunt of the disrespect, the anger the customers have, the frustration that you guys have. And a lot of times what you don't know is your carriers and clerks is just as peed off as you are. You know what I'm saying? We're just as irritated with the system and how things are as you are, right? And we got to find a way, again, this is what the podcast is for, to build that community, to get our voices heard beyond the offices, because a lot of the things that's put in place are not put in place by your station. Your station got to follow policies just like any other job. But those policies is made by people that's above us that you can't call and complain to. This is why they feel comfortable in making the rules and regulations that they feel, because then they have to deal with the consequences of it. They're going to let you talk crazy to the mailman. They're going to let you talk crazy to the supervisor. They're going to let you talk crazy to the manager. Even though the carrier, clerk, supervisor, manager all disagree with having whatever policy in place, but we don't got no choice but to go with it. And then when it don't work, we got to deal with the complaints, but we can't even fix the issue because we never made the policy in the first place. People up there did. So we got to start finding a way to get to up there.
Yeah,
right?
because
This is what the show about. We got to find a way to get our voices heard up there to make whatever those changes are. Like informed delivery, we got to make that change. Like sample requests, we got to make that change.
Oh God!
Because a lot of this stuff just don't make sense on
the get somebody
ground floor.
Beat up, show dude.
Right.
They like this on this thing. It's supposed to be here. It's like, it can lead in safety, but that'll be a whole nother episode.
Give you a quick example. I got a carrier maybe a month ago. He got a package. We got a package in the office. It was empty, completely empty. They gave it to the carrier. Carrier took it out. Carrier notified the guy, knocked on the door. Hey, I received this package like this. You know what I'm saying? You can contact the station for further information, whatever the case is. The dude didn't believe him. Dude called the station. I'm on the phone with the carrier. Well, the carrier called the station. I'm on the phone with the carrier. In the background, the dude is listening. I'm telling the guy like, hey, yeah, it's how things can happen like this. Sometimes you got to go on USPS, file a claim, and go through the process. That has to go downtown to Consumer Affairs, because we could be a quote unquote. You could act like I'm attempting to cover up whatever it is that's going on in my station. The reason why you got to file a claim is because that takes it out of the station, takes it downtown. Now let them do their investigation on if we was wrong or not. That's why that process exists. So if somebody telling you to do that, then most likely they're straight up being legit with you. Hey, contact Consumer Affairs. Do the USPS, file a claim. That's gonna go downtown. Then downtown gonna reach out to us. Hey, what's going on with this? Then we can give them our side on, okay, yeah, I got this like this. So the guy didn't want to do that, right? So I get off the phone. I found out about this part later when he came back to the station. So the carrier come back to the station and said, hey man, as soon as I got off the phone with you, the dude gonna look at me and say, hey, between you and me, you need to make this right.
Whoa.
And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
That's
so the carrier took it as a threat.
Wow.
Right? So now that whole area for the next few days, y'all not getting no mail, because can't nobody threaten no carrier. We ain't tolerating that type of stuff since that carrier passed away. Right? Rest in peace, Andre.
Rest in peace, Andre.
Right? We ain't tolerating that. Now, before we get there, again, we got policies in place. Use your policies. Contact your station. You feel some type of way, contact your station. Talk to the supervisor manager. They can explain something to you maybe your carrier couldn't. Or if they do give you the information, follow the information. That's going to get back to management, higher management, Consumer Affairs, whoever need to get back to if you feel like somebody might have took something from you, right? Not saying 100% that anybody innocent in anything or whatever the case is, but a lot of times, a lot of this stuff just misunderstanding. Needless to say, once he said he feels some type of way and he don't feel safe, right? I had to call the postal inspector. I called the postal inspectors, called the police. Hey, this the address, this the apartment number. Yeah, they ain't getting nothing.
Right.
Until y'all figure it out, my carrier not going back over there.
Shit. Exactly.
And that's how it is. Now that whole area feel like, you know what I'm saying? And then when they was calling about it, I said, what's your address? They'll tell me the address. What's your address? This is in different calls. Okay, you on Hampton, you on that part. Okay, cool. Told them all the same thing in different points of the day over the next 3 days. Hey, one of your people in your area threatened to carry your mines, and we suspended mail delivery until further notice. There got to be an investigation going on because we can't tolerate nobody threatening mail carriers. This is a public service job. We're not getting nothing for it outside of our regular pay, and that ain't enough majority of the time, let alone to be accepting threats for something that ain't had nothing to do with me. Right? If you ain't get it, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I feel your pain. Go through the process though, because that's not going to get you nowhere, but investigate it. And what's it been, 4 weeks and we still ain't delivering mail. That's not to be funny, but again, I got to feel for the safety of my carrier. And then again, once a carrier say that let me tell y'all this, customers, once a carrier say that they feel unsafe going to an address or going to an area, management can no longer make them. There's no make in them going to your address or going to your area. There is no make. So never let it get to that point where you attempting or might be threatening one of your mail carriers or threatening a clerk in the office. Because now they can say you can't never come back to this office again. Every time you would try to, they'll call post inspectors or call the police to remove you from the premises because you trespassing.
And you don't want to have to come pick up your mail every day.
Or you could be forced to get a PO box, because we're not gonna hold mail long term. So you're gonna have about a week or two to get it figured out, to get it. If you want to forward it to somebody else's address, or you can get a PO box and pick up your mail. If you threaten a carrier, you got a beef with a carrier and they not delivering your stuff, that's on you. It's about $80 a year or something like that. 100 something. Well, depending on the size box you pick, about $100 a year.
Too much when you can get it for free. If it's $3.
Correct, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? That's the process. Again, a lot of the stuff that might be going wrong, your carrier has no control over. We just do the best we can every day. The other day, it was 90 plus degrees, almost 100 degrees outside, and we struggled and still got it delivered. On top of just having a bad day, on top of people just having a regular life problems, on top of people having work problems, and then you have to deal with it being 100 degrees outside.
With
Your
overtime.
cardio is up because you got to go do 20 or 30 blocks or 15 or 30 blocks. That's a lot of walking. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people out there think that the mailmen only probably deliver the 5 or 6 blocks and then go home. And that's not the case. And it hasn't been the case in a long time. I don't
When
know.
has that
I don't
ever
know.
been the case?
Well, if you go further back, probably
8
in
to
the
10
going
blocks?
to the 90s or the early 2000s when we really didn't have packages and mail was heavier, people had like 10 and 12 blocks.
I thought you was finna say 1906 or something.
No, in the late
It was
90s,
only
early
that
2000s.
little town right there. And that's including 2 or 3 businesses and just that.
Because even if you think about the year 2000, that was 24 years ago. We didn't always have packages. You know what I'm saying? So before that time period, we had more. There was more. If you go to any station now and ask somebody who has probably been there for a while, they'll tell you like, yeah, this station has probably got 20 routes. Like Tony used to have way more than 16 routes, but the zip code was the same size because the routes were smaller.
I was just finna ask, how can you squeeze that many? We tight enough in there.
This is how Route 84 got like it was, where it got pieced together because they just added pieces after they did consolidate, because they consolidate like every whatever amount of time. And when they do that, they make the routes longer and make least amount of or lesser amount of cases.
Aye.
Right? So routes used to be shorter but had more mail.
Okay.
But you only had mail. So you might have 10 blocks, but you got 10 trays of mail. So it's almost like a full tray for every block. You know what I'm saying? Because you have packages and things of that nature. And everything used to be like 10 to 12 blocks back then.
Yeah, so this can easily go into an hour and a half. We had 30 minutes.
We're going to cut it at the hour. Walker's got to go. I'm gonna stay to the hour mark because I gotta hit the hour because we're gonna make it a full episode. I'm not gonna go over
that's
that.
That's 2 minutes.
Yes,
2 minutes.
You go ahead. I'm just gonna talk to him a little bit as we trail off.
I'm finna put on my stuff and get my keys together.
I'll
come right back to say bye. 1 minute. Okay, I'm already late.
So with that, again, that's just the process, man. And as much as customers don't like it, and you shouldn't like it, a lot of this stuff, because it's not a perfect system and it's never been a perfect system. And then under the joy, it's becoming an even worse system. It's just something we all, I ain't gonna say you have to deal with, because I don't feel like we should have to deal with it, but it's what's going on right now, right? And we just trying the best we can, day to day, rules changes, policy changing, whatever changing, just from day to day to day to day. Every day it feel like it's almost something different, or every week something is different that's irritating or that's bothering some. And once the carriers and clerks get affected, that's in the stations, then the customers get affected, right? And again, when you're affected, you need your voice heard, right? Because the people that's making these policies and making these rules and regulations are not people that you have the power to contact, which you should have the power to contact them and say, hey man, why do y'all got my mailman doing this? Why do y'all got my station doing this? Why do y'all got my in-house clerks doing this? Why do you got my supervisor, who I like to talk to when I have issues and they make sure I'm good? Why do you now have them doing this that doesn't work? You know what I'm saying? Because again, they don't have the power to do that. But we gonna get into the situation where we can start reaching those higher ups and putting things in place where you can reach those people. You should be complaining to OIC in some areas, or your CSOMs in other areas. What that is that's the manager's manager. Now, in every district you have, or let's say a station, you have your supervisors and your manager. And all the stations in that district has supervisors and one manager. There's one manager per station. Those managers have a manager above them called an OIC or called a CSOM, depending on where you at in the United States. It's a little bit different. It's typically called an OIC or it's called a CSOM. That's your manager's manager. A lot of the stuff that's going on is coming from them. when they trying to tighten up budgets and this, that, and the other, whatever the case is, and not giving carriers proper amount of time to do this, not giving carrier proper amount of time to do that. This stuff is coming from them, right?
All right, I done hit the hour, you guys. This Watkins. See you guys next time. I got to make a run real quick.
Later, Watkins. I'm gonna do the outro, and I'm gonna be out of here.
Okay,
Matter of fact,
I'm
listen,
still
we'll continue this on the next one, y'all, and go a little further, maybe in the 0.5 in the future. If you guys need any questions, if you have any questions or concerns, though, you can check us out on Twitter. Postal Blue Podcast has a community on Twitter. Just search Postal Blue Podcast. You can also hear us on all your streaming services, and we also are on YouTube. Okay. With that, you know what I'm saying? It was a good show. Let's get a clap for that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a clap for that. It was a great show. Hopefully great information. Y'all make sure sharing is caring. Share this to all your customers. Share this to your other coworkers. Get this information out there, right? With that, we're gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna hit this outro, and we appreciate y'all.
Wait,
man.
Leonard,
What's
we
going
got
on?
flyers in a state, city, station, block near you.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? We also gonna get some Postal Blue patches where you can represent your side. We're gonna have some for carriers, clerks, truck drivers, and mail handlers, right? And that'll be appropriate for your uniform because they're gonna be uniform colored, right? You get these patches to wear that represent your side. I even got stuff for the supervisors and managers.
Come on,
You know
where the stores at? Where
stewards
our little
need your
patches
own patch.
at? I mean, just put the U on
Stewards
there.
and safety captain.
US on there.
She's trying to do a little too much. Y'all know women though; they do the most anyway.
Definitely, we want that. Stamp
So,
that.
So with that, again, we're gonna hit the outro, and then we out, y'all. Peace, love you. Make sure y'all be safe. If I ever forget it going into the future, I always mean it, and I want to remember to say it on every episode, especially for carriers. Also goes for anybody working in the annex and distribution hubs like that, because again, they can cut off heat on y'all and cause a safety issue, or not run the AC on y'all as well, can cause a safety issue. So everybody in the public service sector, make sure to be safe. Mail carriers, make sure you be safe. Make sure you got your dog horn, your dog spray, and make sure you checking them gates. Make sure you watching where you going. Make sure you watch your back. Keep your head on the swivel. Watch out for little ladies that come to tell you to open your vehicle up so they can see how much mail you got. Walkers know who I'm talking about.
Or
You know what I'm saying?
bald head people that's coming up, be careful. They out here,
Yeah. And with that, we out here, man. Be safe. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Love you guys.
Later.
Like, share, subscribe. All right.
Subscribe to the podcast for all future episodes and make sure to share with someone. We appreciate everyone, and there's a lot more to come.
And we at. Peace.
All right. Yep.